Hey everyone, welcome back to Mobile Mukbang. I'm Andrew.
Sam.
Amanda.
Michael.
And today, we're at some place that we really haven't frequented quite a bit. It's actually inside of a vast pro shop, and we are in one of their little VIP rooms here. It's called, I don't even know how you pronounce that, Islamorada Fish Company Restaurant.
I think it's Islamorada.
Oh, you might be right. I just totally. Okay, I
Just in case we're all wrong, it's spelled Islamorada.
Yeah, that's definitely Islamorada. Okay, you know what? I totally screwed
Because that's how you
that one up.
That's how you first start the.
Yeah,
right now,
island. Yeah, I told that one. Okay.
There's a difference between isle, which is what that has a base of, and then island. There's a difference.
Either way, I totally that flew way over my head. Apparently.
You botched it.
Yeah, I know. I screwed that up really bad. That's hilarious. But anywho, so that's where we're at today, and we're all going to try and get something interesting because they've got some very strange things here. And I don't know. I'm feeling like one of us should get that unlimited catfish just because it's unlimited. But I think I know what I'm going to get.
Really likes catfish.
I mean, catfish done right, but catfish is a bottom feeder. So, either way though, they've got some interesting stuff here, and this is one of the few restaurants that actually serves crawfish around here.
They sell a lot of different meats.
Yeah, you know, I mean, just looking through this menu, linguine with boar meatballs.
Boar, alligator, calamari. Some of them sell.
I will say this: boar meatballs does sound a little strange. I'm not going to get into that, but but no, you're right. They've got honey sriracha salmon. I almost pronounced it salmon.
You did,
dude. I can't. I am just not on the ball today at all.
No, you're not. It's quite hilarious.
Can you feel it now, Mr. Krabs?
They also have venison stuffed mushrooms.
Man, see, okay, that's why this is an interesting place, is because around here in Illinois, we don't usually see these kinds of mixes of food, which is interesting because...
Which means we're all going to be sick later today.
Possibly, maybe, but it might be worth it.
It's an appetizer.
That's an appetizer. Well,
What is?
Silver dollar mushroom stuffed with venison sausage, lobster cream sauce, white cheddar, and garlic bread.
I mean, okay, I've had alligator burgers. Remember when we went to Mojo's?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the alligator burger was so good, but it was huge. Like, it was like... I finished it in like 2 days. Because, okay, it was like a $25 burger. And we were like, it's really expensive for a burger, you know. But the patty was like this thick, right? And it was like that big around. So I'm like, holy sweet mother of mercy, that is a big sandwich. But you...
I think I have something I have to try.
Do you? What's that?
The Impossible Burger.
Oh boy, where do we see the Impossible Burger?
In the back.
It's right here on the inside.
On the inside?
Back if it's open.
Back if it's open. Oh, the Impossible Burger. Impossible Patty, American sauteed onions, lettuce, and tomato. Impossible Burger. Well, man, everything looks really good too. And last time we were here, the fries were really good as well. And last time we were here, we just got like the discount sandwiches. And by the way, they're open until 10 today. So we have got plenty of time. On Saturdays, they're open until 10.
Snazzy.
So we lucked out on that one. But what I'm probably going to go for is a shrimp po' boy, because breaded shrimps. I might take out the spicy aioli, just because spicy and me don't go together.
Honestly, I'm thinking alligator, but by the same token, those boar meatballs sound kind of good too.
It's either the Impossible Burger or the Wild Boar.
So many choices. What about you, Amanda?
I don't know. I mean, International. I mean, what do you think for yourself? Like,
I'm stuck between two.
I recommend you try the Impossible Burger.
We also want
You and burgers are like peas in a pod, my dude.
They're both burgers.
But they're different burgers.
Has she ever seen the perfect picture of you?
We are not going there.
But
You're
it's
not
so
going
easy
there.
to.
I
Because
know.
it's my photo for you in my phone.
Do you actually have the photo?
Yes.
I don't remember who I sent that to.
Oh gosh.
Oh my goodness. Oh, hello.
Drinks are
Oh.
here.
Oh, there's actually cherries in the drinks. Hello.
Oh,
Oh, these maraschino cherries. That is my weakness.
Is it?
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
I don't think you understand. I could eat these forever.
I see.
Oh, those are
See?
Oh my god, that's too much.
I know.
That's me falling asleep in
Oh,
front
thank
of
you
the
very much. Oh, they do have tea for you.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Said
What
yes.
is culture Coca-Cola?
How much was that all you can eat thing?
$9.95.
$9.95 is not bad for all you can eat. But I think I know what I want to get. Do you guys know what you guys want to get?
With the Impossible Burger, what makes it what makes it impossible? Supposedly.
What? The Impossible Burger. It's delicious, it's meaty, it's a better for the planet. If you love meat, you're going to love this burger. What's in it? Plant proteins, fat from coconut oil, and ham, which is an ingredient found in all living things. It gives this meat its flavor. We get our plant-based ham from fermentation. The Impossible Burger contains no animal products.
I know this burger. I've heard of it. No, this.
They have it at like Wendy's and like Capsule.
Okay, so it's not a meat burger,
Yeah.
but it like bleeds and stuff like actual meat. Yeah, there was a company that started it up.
Imitate it better than like a veggie burger would.
Yeah, so
Or
it's
vaccine burgers.
he's
like,
a
no,
meat.
I want an actual burger.
Yeah, he's a meatitarian.
I see.
You guys want some burger?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
I'll pass this around as I've got myself.
Okay, is everybody still thinking about what they want?
Excuse mine over here.
I do have a question about one item.
Yes.
The alligator tacos, is it automatically spicy, or can I get it without spiciness?
You know, it's just seasoning on the breading. Like, if you were at Jewel and you were getting salsa, what would you get? Mild, medium,
Mild to none?
then you'd be totally fine with this.
Okay.
It's not even medium.
Fair enough.
That's my scale.
I mean that's
Like,
actually a good
everybody
scale.
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean if you haven't had salsa, then
yeah.
like where have you been in life?
That's good.
Because
No
the tacos, they also have, no, you'll be fine with those.
Okay. And is all that stuff on the side so I can apply it? How else is it?
No, they sample the chocolate for you. Did you?
Is it just one?
No, three. But each chocolate, yes, they sample for you.
How difficult would it be to get it on the side?
Everything on the side.
I mean, like it can be on the plate. Just I don't.
Yeah,
pull out that stuff.
just
Build it yourself or
Alright.
taco.
Something like that.
I mean, sure, why not?
Okay.
So gator tacos.
And the decent
Gator
size? Because the other option I'm looking at is the boiled meatballs. Like, is
I would
there?
definitely go with alligator tacos. You can't find alligator around
Dude.
here very often.
That's true. Like the only other place we found it was Mojo's.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
That and the Tin Roof in Joliet. There's a guy who brings
I
it in
don't
all the time.
go to
Yeah.
Joliet very often. So.
Yeah.
There's also
with the-
the place we went to over in Naperville.
No, actually,
There's a few places that have it, but we've kind of been around, so we kind of know where to find it. But
And
that's
your
a
side?
fair point. I think I actually will go with boar. I'm sorry.
Or?
Yeah. Just because I've had alligator before, I enjoy it, but I haven't had boar.
you haven't had boar? I thought I made you boar burgers when.
The boar burger, I would
that's fair.
definitely
No,
say
that's-
is.
But that was
No, that's right. No, bison. Yeah, we had
Yeah,
bison.
that's bison.
If you wanted boar, I would suggest the boar burger is the way to go. But I mean, if you're
Let me hold on to the menu for 2 seconds.
All right, let's go
And-
back around.
Just a bit of life.
Sweet and spicy chicken sandwich.
And for your side?
I'll have onion rings.
The fries here are really good too.
Yeah.
Like last time I had the guy make the
I'm going
fries.
with the wild boar burger with everything on
Or
So
everything, and as your side?
try something like that.
it. The French fries.
And
You can get that cooked either medium well or well. Which would you prefer?
oh come on, yeah. If you don't get medium well, because knowing you, you're just like me. You like a lot of the meats rare and stuff. Now for me, you said the shrimp po' boy is pretty big, right?
Pretty big.
I'm gonna get the shrimp po' boy, but can I get it without the spicy aioli? Because me and spice are
That really gives it all of its, like, I want to say flavor, like, because it's just a battered shrimp, but when they toss it in the aioli, it makes the sandwich like less dry. Maybe think about if you want to do shrimp. All right, so my favorite dish here, if you want to ask me, is the Islamorada Portofino. Substitute with the redfish. If you haven't tried redfish, it's fantastic. You can also get it in this sandwich right here. It actually was driven near extinction in the 80s, and we finally have it back now. The population has rejuvenated itself.
What's that for? The redfish?
Redfish, or also it's called red drum. It's from the Gulf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That is interesting.
it's
Well,
very good.
let me
it's
ask you.
a big piece of fish.
Let me ask you this. Once again, what is your scale for spicy aioli? How spicy?
It's mild sauce.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like mild.
You know what? I'm torn because there's like a rare fish to eat.
Just go for the rare.
You can always get shrimp.
You can get this grilled or fried. This.
Oh, I can get this fried?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, you know what? I've had shrimp a lot. I will take your recommendation.
You love fried.
Yes.
Alright.
So it's a fried redfish, sauteed onions, and American cheese. And
For your side, what would you like?
ooh, what are the options?
French fries, quinoa fries. We have broccoli or mashed potatoes. House greens with a salad.
The French fries, can I get those well done? Because I love them. To me, okay, I say this all the time. If I wanted mashed potatoes, I would get mashed potatoes. I don't understand people who like soggy fries.
Unless it's Portillo's fries because they're better than yourself. So you gonna stick with that board linguine?
Yes.
Excellent.
Oh, yes.
And then, question, how much would a rum and coke be?
What kind of rum?
Captain
Well, like-
Do you have sailors?
That's it. We don't have Sailor, we have Captain, we have Bacardi.
I'll go with Captain. It's a classic.
Captain, it's around $8.
Crunch attach me, Captain.
Do you want me to double check for you really quick? I
Yeah.
have all that memorized right now. Let me put your food in, guys, okay?
All right, thank you. Oh, okay.
If it's too expensive, we have it at home.
Yeah, that's part of my debating. I'm
So-
like, do I want to have it now or later?
I was so
Because
close.
if you get it here, let's say
Yeah, no.
3 drinks, and you're paying more than the 1.75 liter costs.
I know. Like, I mean, eating out is expensive as it stands. They'll always be more expensive than doing stuff at home. So. Also, I just realized that the handles are fishing rods.
Oh yeah, that's a nice touch. You notice we had a little audience out there earlier?
But there's an actual fishing rod in here as well.
Man, we need to get you a new fishing rod because you need to come with me back to the crawfish hole.
None of these fishing rods, though. These are fly fishing rods.
No, I know.
They're what?
These are fly fishing rods. No, we need to get you a proper fishing rod that we custom. Remember the custom build rule?
Oh, what, $250?
Well, I mean, come on. It's custom made so we can use the crawfish that I catch to get the catfish or the bass. Or if we caught a gar, I've never had gar before.
He did say he'll catch a gar.
That is true. And you know what? I do like to cook. Maybe I'll make gar sushi. I know, right? I got that sushi bazooka at home that I'm waiting to try.
Your mouth on it.
I'll try it.
Oh, you'll try it?
And he's cooking it, so it's not even raw.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
okay, here's
I
the
realize
Okay,
not.
I would say something.
If we can catch a gar, we have to put in the 55 gallon for a little while.
Of course, well, I would flavor up the gar in the 55. Let it detox, obviously. And then,
Okay, what do gar eat?
I'm not quite sure, but it's from the lake where everything else is getting eaten by everything else, so I'm sure we'll find something.
We gotta find some round fish gobies and feed it to them.
Oh, we'll just give it round gobies?
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's a lot of gobies. It's a lot of gobies.
All the gobies.
Hey, you know what? That way,
It's $6.75. Yeah, so like about $7 after tax. For Captain and whatever mixer you choose.
I'll pass for the first one, but something I do need.
Yes.
Far more sugar.
Oh.
Okay.
If you had a superpower, it would be not having a problem with
If you
insulin and
can.
sugar imbalances.
No.
If you
Here's
can't
the best way to
afford sugar.
describe it. Here's the best way to describe it.
His blood type is Aunt Jemima.
My family is immune to diabetes.
Do you know the chemical formula of glucose based on your shirt?
Hmm?
The
Based
chemical
on-
formula of glucose.
Is the
Do
entire
you know what
period-
it is? No, do you know what it is?
It is.
C.
It's been too long.
Come on. How do you
Sam,
know the citric acid cycle without knowing the formula?
you're killing me.
Ooh,
Sam.
Sam.
Oh,
Which one got your
Samuel.
vein?
Hey, I eat it. I don't care what's in it.
Well, that's most of Americans, unfortunately.
That's one of us.
One of us.
One of us.
Oh,
What is that from?
That is from some movie, but I don't know.
I verified before I answered.
But I,
It got stuck. It was in my head last night. I'm like, one of us. What? I'm like, oh my god, what is that from?
Would you cut me a slice, Andrew?
I will give you the entire thingamajig,
Snazzy.
because this is good bread.
You remember it yet?
She's quizzing you, man. Come on.
First part, C6. What's next after C? Come
I
on.
want to say it was O, but that
No,
might have been
that's at
the
the
next
end.
one. Okay.
C6.
The only, to be completely honest, chemistry is not my strong suit.
Oh, I thought it was the shirt. We'd be like buddies.
Oh.
Oh. Chemistry is actually one of my friend's favorite.
You're making me sad, son. You're making me sad.
Yeah, no, I'm more for electronics and biotechnics.
Oh, that's cool.
Wait.
I'm interested now in biomimicry, actually. I'm thinking about maybe switching my major from biochem to biomimicry, but
Show her your superpower.
all the sugar he's gonna...
Well, not that. Oh, is it non-ferrous?
No, it is, but not.
Hold on, Sam. I got you covered.
You got it.
Yeah. Nice.
Do you know what's happening?
Is
What?
it your ring?
No.
He's not the Green Lantern.
Come on. Come on.
This is his party trick.
It's your ring, dude.
No.
Take the ring off and
I can't. I've been trying for like.
Alright, do it with the other fingers then.
I can't.
There you go.
There's magnets in my fingers.
Ew, why? What weirdo doctor
Talking to you.
Get too close.
Thank you. That is the best response we've ever had to that.
You're like a Magneto, but like with 2 fingers.
3.
3.
No.
Okay.
Magneto.
Yeah.
Kind of strange-o.
Wasn't born with it. It's just.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Thank you.
Big thing.
Oh my gosh, that's the greatest response I've ever seen to that. That was fantastic. I don't know how else to describe what would just happen. Oh my goodness. That was hilarious. Oh, Sam. What are we going to do with you?
I don't know, but if you ever figure out how to remove the ring, please show me.
Butter? You know what?
Sugar. Put in sugar.
We'll have to get some industrial lard.
Oh, no, Astroglide.
Oh. Not the kind of lubricant I was going to suggest for removing a ring.
Remember how we were talking about... No,
Let's keep this family friendly.
It is family friendly. Remember how we were talking...
Does he not know what this stuff is for?
No, remember how we were talking about putting it on a driveway?
Oh, yeah, but do you know what that stuff is? I don't think he understands what... We're going to move on from that subject. Okay, so...
Anywho, I have lubed up my finger with other things, such as butter, Pam, and even some like the hand lotion to make my skin soft. I've used a bunch of different things.
You gotta get a syringe to get underneath.
I've also tried.
Ooh. Have you tried heating up the ring to expand it?
I have tried the combination of heating the ring after wrapping my finger in fishing line so that it would be squeezed down at the widest point with lube on top of it. And that was still not enough. My knuckle expands wider. I mean, you can see it. My knuckle is as wide
So
as
that
my
is
finger.
permanently affixed to your hand.
Unless I get it cut off.
That is so highly unfortunate.
I mean, it has a meaning behind it, so it's fine, but it is a nuisance.
They're sharing a personal moment over there.
I mean, we are.
Probably.
So anywho, okay, so what did you get again?
Borlinguini. Yeah.
Borlinguini. I don't think, because we've had bison. Boar is wild boar, that's like a big pig.
Yes.
It's like a big wild pig.
Yes.
And actually, that's what we always talk about, like down south in the fields where they grow a lot of crops.
Yeah.
Wild boar is such a huge problem because they destroy millions of dollars worth of crops every year, which is not good because the United States' main export to other countries is
Sugar
food.
compound.
And so now he's got to Google the sugar thing because this is just killing him inside.
Wait,
What's up?
Yeah, didn't she say it was C6?
Yes.
Then she is wrong.
Ooh,
It's C12.
Good thing it's not C4. Boom! I'm just kidding. Anywho, so no, wild boar is a really big problem. So you know the thing is though, it's so they hunt those things, but they tried 223s out of an AR-15 and stuff, and the 223s were not taking down the wild boar. So now they're using 338 Lapua to take down wild boar, or what we were going to fire, the 454 Kasul?
Yes.
Oh.
Super Red Hawk.
Yeah, the Super Red Hawk. Well, I think the Super... Well, there's a few different calibers that fire out of the Super Red Hawk.
I was told by my sister's boyfriend about that ammunition.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. He said if you're good... I was telling him about how we were talking about having a little competition.
Mm-hmm.
He says if you've never fired it before, what they say in the Army, do not go for a little competition beforehand. You want to be able to, you want to shoot at least 100 rounds to the gun before you have a competition.
Actually, hold on.
Because it's very deadly.
It's more complex than that. Apparently, it has a range of numbers.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's got snazzy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 338 Lapua, or I'm sorry, 454 Kasul is one of those things where it'll mess up your aim. It'll make you flinch and get ready for heavier calibers when you're just shooting regular stuff. But no, that anyway. Back to the main thing. With boar, that's a really huge problem. So it's hunting them, there's a ton of meat. There's a few guys down south who hunt them and donate the meat to orphanages, which I think is really cool because that's when you get a butcher to take care of getting the meat and everything. That's a lot of meat because they're like what 500-600 pounds at times.
Decent.
They're huge. They're not like your cute little like
Piglet.
Charlotte's Web kind of like pig, you know. These guys are massive, and I'm like, oh, nice. You know those people who remember when people used to get those tiny little miniature pigs?
170 to 220 pounds.
Really? I thought, oh man, I was way off. But still, that's a big animal.
That's a male. Female's 130 to 180.
Wild boar? Well, okay. I was really off. Talk about being off my game. Still, that is huge looking. Compare that to like your average dog, which is like what, 50 pounds?
50 to 80.
So I mean, but either way, and those things are mean.
Hold on. First,
You have to think though, at that weight, that's human size.
the first video under wild boar, hunting, butchering, and cooking wild boar by Gordon Ramsay.
Really, Gordon Ramsay.
Yes, and
You
it
know,
actually
Gordon-
shows him with a rifle.
Wow, talking about getting your food. You know, Gordon Ramsay's got like I don't know how many Michelin stars he has, but he's got like the most Michelin stars of like compared to most. Like he's got like 5 or 6 Michelin stars, which is insane for a chef.
What's the Michelin stuff?
So like I can't describe it perfectly because I don't know the exact definition, but like it's like a proof of excellence in terms of your cooking consistency. And you have
16
to
Michelin
maintain
stars
that.
in total.
16? Wait, what?
His restaurants have been awarded 16 Michelin stars in total.
Well, the thing about it is you have to maintain it because they take them away if you don't. So, like, the dude really does actually know what he's doing with food, which is interesting. It's like, this chicken is so undercooked, it's still crossing the road. You know, I've ever seen those memes, but
4 kids.
no, but oh yeah, no, these things, the wild boar, they're really vicious because they travel in like little packs and they will attack you, which is like a big safety concern. So you really don't want to get close to it. Like those things are not fun. Now.
So wait, sugar's a range. What the heck was the range that is 12 instead of 6?
Wasn't it glucose that she said?
That's a good question. At least it's not aspartame we're talking about. Holy crikey, aspartame is just so...
She was right. Glucose. C6.
Well, yeah, no, I corrected it to sugar is a range. So if she did specify one, which I don't remember,
It was glucose.
yeah, and I saw glucose as that particular one. But
Dude, how many names are there for sugar, Sam? Because there's glucose, sucralose, fructose,
Well, okay.
fructose.
Actually,
They're different sugars, but...
That's just it. Sugar is a type of molecule. It's not like an individual defined.
Okay,
chemical
yeah,
compound.
you got a point there. So, I
So,
mean, sugar just covers a broad
there's
range. of things.
Sugars. There's a plural.
So, like, obviously, like cane sugar.
I'm not even sure it'd be that. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
well, you know, actually, yeah, because they're like sugar from beets and stuff. I guess we think of sugar as like granulated versus like a syrup, which sometimes you can get it in, you know?
Yeah, simple syrup.
Simple syrup.
It's basically just sugar water. It's
Really sugary water.
yeah,
It's like
the-
molasses.
It's the sugar water version of brine water.
Holy cow. Brine water is super salty.
6 different types of sugar.
Under what pretense?
I don't know.
Fructose, galactose, glucose, lactose, maltose, sucrose.
Lactose is a sugar.
That's
I thought-
funny
I
because
thought-
I can't have milk.
Are you lactose intolerant?
No, but there's something else in milk I can't have.
Lactose?
No. Besides, lactose intolerant means I can't have the lactose in milk.
Oh.
I can't have milk, not because of lactose, but because of something else.
Do you know what that something else is?
Nope. All I know is it's in every type of milk. Almond milk, soy milk, everything.
Okay, almonds don't make
Fructose,
milk.
galactose, glucose, lactose, maltose, sucrose, and xylose.
Some of those have
XYLOSE. And it's only found in wood or straw.
wood or straw. You telling me there's sugar in wood?
Yes.
There's sugar in all living things.
Fructose is found in fruits and honey. Galactose found in milk and dairy products. Glucose found in honey, fruits, and vegetables. Lactose found in milk made from glucose and galactose. Maltose found in barley. Sucrose made up of glucose and fructose and found in plants. And
Man.
xylose.
We are on this journey of sugar. We are. Like Aunt Jemima would be proud.
Most sugars conform to a CnH2nOn formula. So there's twice as many hydrogen atoms as there are the carbon or oxygen.
Oh, I gotta admit, adding the cherry on top of a soda, maraschino cherries are my straight up weakness. Okay, this is probably like the saddest thing ever, but I once actually got like a little jar of maraschino cherries and just. Oh, speaking of.
So, quick question.
Yes.
When you asked me the chemical compound of sugar, did you specify glucose?
Glucose.
Okay.
Glucose.
Just want to double check.
Do you know what it is?
6, 12, and 6 for
C6.
CH.
H.
12.
12.
And
Oh.
6.
Yeah. There you
I decided to Google it just to.
Yeah, he cheated. He
Hey,
cheated.
hey! There was no rule saying I couldn't. So I decided to Google it, and it gave me a different number, but I had put in sugar. So I went in and double checked, and now we've been on the 5
Yeah, we've been
minute
talking
sugar.
about different types of sugar for like ever since you left, and now it's like
go. You have the citric acid cycle. That's how your body either stores it as lactic acid or ATP. Like
Identiline triphosphates.
I do find it interesting
Those are
that most
most
sugar
good.
is
I'm
like
a biochemist, so like this stuff, like you have to. There's some things you just know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
I'll tell you what I know. Maraschino
I was explaining
cherries
because you
are
got the shirt. You know, you were in a Carhartt shirt. My husband, you know.
Yeah, you
my
know,
husband would be like, so.
Carhartt fits good on a fat guy like myself. I'm just going to admit it.
No.
But
It's comfy. It's
it
comfy.
is good. But you know what?
It's warm.
You know who really gives Carhartt a run for the money is Duluth Trading.
What is it?
Duluth Trading. They've got the best commercials. They just Google the commercials; they're hilarious. But
I used to want a Kia Soul because of the.
the hamsters.
Yes.
The hamsters. Remember at the auto show? At the
Marketing.
auto show, I got to dance with the hamsters. Yes. Remember that? And then we yeah, that's right. When you got a Kia Niro, we tried to force them to throw in a hamster suit because I wanted to dress up as a hamster. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a hamster. Dreams do come true. Who wouldn't want to be a gigantic hamster? I mean, it's just like a ball.
You rip the suit.
Well, there's no guarantee I would fit.
Also, from my earlier question, the One of Us thing comes from its original source is apparently a movie from 1932.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. They had
The
audio
black and
movies
white
back then?
movie?
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be audio, but
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But it's about it's called Freaks. It's a 64-minute long drama/horror movie that takes place in a circus. So
I can see that.
yeah,
I can see that. I remember like the big book back when I was in high school, before like aside from Harry Potter, was like the Cirque du Freak series. I don't know if you, am I the only one?
Sorry, I was reading.
Have you ever heard of the Cirque du Freak series?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh snap! Food's here.
There you go.
That's nothing like the Kia hamsters. The Kia hamsters had style. Okay.
Yeah.
The Kia hamsters were awesome.
At first they were like nice and chubby, and then they made them all like, oh, look at this tailored suit hamster, and I was like, never mind, I don't really want that.
I mean, a high maintenance hamster. What do you do with that? I mean, hamsters like
It dies, that's what happens.
Actually, when I got the kid Hero.
yeah.
They
Well,
ended up getting a new Ford Taurus, but they stopped making it. The big sedan, I love that car.
the Taurus.
Yeah,
the
see-
new Taurus.
Are you going for the show edition?
Which one?
The show?
No, I just got, I don't know.
When he was getting the Kia Niro,
Black.
we tried to force him to throw in a hamster
I
suit.
understand your position. I'm
Yeah.
not a car person either.
Let me go grab you guys some ketchup and
Right.
Can I get some more hot water too?
some what?
Hot water?
Okay, so before we dig in,
At least not too
we
much.
need to do our food roll call. So, Mike, why don't you start us off with the food roll call because you got the burger, yo. So show the camera what this monstrosity you have, and
The Wild Boar Burger.
the wild boar. So, are you gonna describe your food, my dude? Come on, give us a little synopsis, man.
You know that.
Well, it's covered in cheese, so you can't actually see the wild boar too well.
What type of cheese?
American.
American cheese?
I thought
That
it was
doesn't look
Swiss.
like American cheese.
I thought it was Swiss, my friend.
Maybe it's white American. It could be white
But it's got
American.
jalapeno.
I was looking at it. One of them
Is
had
this-
Swiss.
Might be Swiss. I like Swiss more than American, honestly.
Agreed.
It's got jalapenos, bacon, tomato, and lettuce.
I guess we can find out for sure. Was that American or Swiss cheese?
American.
Okay.
Is that like a white American?
Oh, that would be
Provolone?
gorgonzola. Yeah.
Looks really good.
Alright.
And then this is a gigantic piece. This is going to be.
You need like 2 bucks for that, you know.
I know, right?
You know?
Awesome. All right. Well, we are going to
Wow.
dig in.
Yeah, if you guys partner into it, if you guys need anything,
I think we're
More
good.
sugar?
Oh,
take a thing.
he needs more sugar.
I told you.
Yeah. So, okay, Sam, show the camera what you got going on here.
Whoop.
If you can. You always get the thing in the bowl, and it's like hard to show off. But tell us, what did you get?
I got linguine with boar meatballs, and
Look, put some on a. I don't know if you can put some on a plate and show it better that way, but I mean the linguine, look, the boar. Oh, what? Yeah, that works. That does actually look pretty good, and some good bread. And then you want to show us?
Me. Yes. Oh yeah.
So, thank you very much.
This looks like a delicious. This is a sweet and spicy chicken sandwich with it was I believe like a shredded American / Swiss with on the bottom you can tell, and on top it's just like a grilled chicken and have like lettuce, tomatoes, and crispy bacon
There you
That
go.
is good.
with
Yeah, that's good.
smooth honey bun.
See, normally I'm the one who gets the chicken, but this right here, I don't even remember what I got.
the redfish.
The redfish, because that's really specific. But, okay, so check this out. This fish, this should be like on a sub bun. This is like an entire fish, my dudes. So, look at this monstrosity. But,
As you drip it on your phone.
oh, that would not be cool. But, okay, so this redfish with some cheese and onions. So,
Would you mind doing me a little tiny favor?
what's that?
Rip off like a little tip piece of the fish. I'm curious what it tastes like.
Alright. Wait.
What? Would you like?
Let me eat the fish first. I want to.
That's fine. Would you like the boiled meatball as well?
Oh, I would. See? Trading foods here. Put that on there, and then there we go. All right, so let's dig in and get to this because I am curious. I mean, dude, this thing. What? This is not the right kind of bun for this. Like, ooh, wait. What if I cut it in half and double stack it, my dudes? Yes.
A double redfish burger.
You say you
Exactly.
did, and I'm already halfway gone.
I know, like, okay, well, tell us what you're thinking, McPortland. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that fillet.
Is
Articulate, man, articulate.
As he eats.
it doesn't taste too far off from beef.
I mean, a lot of flavor for meat in general is in the spices. It's more the texture of the meats. Can I have my piece now?
Yes.
And the jalapeno gives it just the right amount of kick.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I think jalapeno for me would be too spicy, but this is interesting. So it definitely doesn't taste like salmon or tuna or anything like that.
Definitely not.
It's definitely, I guess as far as fish go, it's juicy, which is kind of weird to think, okay, fish is a water thing, but a lot of fish ends up coming out like dry and stuff. But you can tell it's like actually fresh fish. It's not like frozen or something because of the way this, like, the meat really comes apart. Like, it's actually a good fillet. And I double stacked this thing, and
You're dripping some. You're dripping some.
oh, delicious.
Anything you need from me?
No, I think we're good. Oh, wait. Did you say time out and payday?
Yes.
She heard me.
That's his go-to right there. But no, actually, I know this. This is exactly how a fish texture and feel of a wild fish tastes like. Because I've had a lot of wild fish. They flake off like this. It's got a little bit of like a tiny bit of gamey flavor, which is why I went for the deep fried because I knew it was going to be a little gamey. And that's okay, actually, depending on how you like it. But catfish is a lot like that, too. It's kind of gamey. But the fish itself is really good. It's not like salmon in the sense it doesn't fall apart like salmon. It kind of falls apart like cod. But it's got a good eclectic mix of flavors.
I'll agree with that.
Okay. Here's a little lesson for you about redfish.
Here's a theory about why fish might come out dry so often, though. Since they spend their entire life in the water, the body isn't made to retain liquid.
Yeah, I guess that's true. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. I'm just kidding. That's the Dr. Seuss thing. Redfish, common several name for several species.
That's what we
It's
call
a deep sea rockfish genus. That's quite interesting. So there's a few different types of redfish, but either way, you can tell it's a wild fish, but it's not like super gamey like catfish. Like catfish is one of those fish where because it's a bottom feeder, it eats all the most trash food, and you can taste the environment in the fish because of that. And then if you go and get salmon, the difference between wild salmon and farm salmon. Okay, salmon gets its pinkness in the wild because it eats krill. And that's why it's pink. But in the wild, farmed fish, salmon, they feed these pellets and their meat is actually green. So they use dye to make it pink at the store. And that is partly why wild salmon tastes a lot better than farmed salmon. It's also why wild salmon is way more expensive.
Try your meatball before it gets cold.
Oh, that's a good point. Meatball, ravioli meat. Ooh, that's got a little bit of spice to it. Just a little. That is interesting, though. You know, it really doesn't actually taste like anything else I've had, if you really think about it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell it's a pork, but
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like
it's kind of got like an almost dry yet juicy texture, but you can't pinpoint the flavor exactly.
Yeah.
Because we've never had boar. It's like, okay, people say frog legs. It tastes like chicken. I've had frog legs. It doesn't taste like chicken. I've had
To me,
bullfrog.
it's a little bit dry in my opinion.
I wonder if a particular type of
No,
frog
it's
tastes like
usually like
chicken.
an actual burger.
Maybe.
It's just
Hey.
not.
What's up?
She's got her opinion.
All right,
Yeah.
well, tell us and the camera, what do you think of your food?
No, about
Also, my food, also his food. So
Oh, okay. Well,
when
fill us in.
when I actually tasted this burger, his meat was a little bit dry, but had a little bit of moist. I don't know if it's the water, or I don't know if it's like the actual oil. So it's kind of like, but it does have a little jalapeno kick to it. So I don't know if they actually put in extra, what's it called, black pepper or any kind of like spices in it. But the jalapeno does give it a little kick to it because it's real. And for my recommendation on the chicken sandwich, the sweet and spicy chicken sandwich, the chicken is really good. I just wish they'd done a little bit better because unfortunately it kind of tastes like not too moist in my mouth like a really chicken sandwich. And plus, it does kick that with a little kick with the bacon. Basically, the bacon, it tastes really good. It tastes like it actually got a grill. So, good job with the bacon. So, the chicken needs to do a little bit more. So, my opinion on that.
Well, I think that's a pretty good synopsis. Now, the interesting thing is, because normally I'm the one who gets the chicken all the time, like whenever we go to a bunch of restaurants, I always get the chicken and compare them. This is the first time I've got something fish. Have we ever gotten anything fish before?
Yes.
Where?
I forget exactly. I think it was Culver's, but I could be wrong. I got a fish sandwich, I think, at one point.
Did you really? You know what? After this, we got to go to Long John Silver's and compare the food. Oh man.
That'd be really
All
cool.
right, first stop Long John Silver's. After that, we'll all meet up at the hospital. I mean, you go to Long John Silver's, it's like, what is that? Fish. Well, what's that? Fish. What kind of fish is it? A fish. Can you be more specific? Dude, it's fish. You really want to know? But I will tell you about this fish. When you get to the part where they add the sauteed onions with the cheese, that's the sweet spot. Okay, because I've been eating like just a straight battered fish, which by the fish itself is really interesting. But when you get to the part where all the flavors come together, holy sweet mother of mercy, this thing is actually really good. Because I am a picky guy when it comes to fish, believe it or not. And like I was saying with the salmon, I hate farmed salmon. Wild caught salmon is so much more expensive, but it's so worth it. And I've caught my own fish, gutted it, scaled it, etc. I know what a wild fish is supposed to taste like. This is like a wild fish, but prepared really well. So I will give this, definitely say, give it a shot. It's a little bit pricey, but it is a big burger. Not as big as that Mojo's alligator burger, but I am glad I didn't go to the shrimp though, because you know what? Shrimp is just such a crowd pleaser. I think everyone likes shrimp. I mean, who doesn't like shrimp? You like shrimp.
Sort of.
Sort? Oh, come on.
Oh, wow.
Now,
So, a quick interjection. You mentioned the price difference between wild and farmed. So an actual representation of that, not just a vague, more expensive, it averages about 3 times the price.
Yeah, that's the difference, because catching your food versus farming it, very, very different. Kind of like if you make a turducken, but you got it all from the wild, it's a lot more work.
okay. Now, is that in-house made coleslaw right there?
You know, I have not even gotten to the coleslaw. And there is coleslaw, and I'm going to get to that because I love coleslaw. But
More for you.
I've just been
I was gonna say,
enjoying
you
this
don't
year's
eat that.
fish. Tell you what.
I appear to have 2 meatballs left if either of you would like to try them.
You know what? It'd be interesting to taste the difference between the wild boar and this.
You wash your hands, right?
Yes.
You wash your hands. I'm so proud of you. I'm just kidding. We're all very sanitary.
Amanda, did you want to try?
The meatball? Sure. Sure, why not?
It's worth it. It's an interesting, like, you can't, if you really think about it, you can't place your finger on it quite where it is.
It is a lot juicier.
See, I thought it's like a juicy yet dry at the same time, which I don't know if I'm getting. You get that too? But the flavor, you really can't put your finger quite on it.
She could though.
Could she?
I think we're strong. I think the juicy yet dry comes in. It felt like it was the juices were sealed, but not actually in the meat.
Yeah, I think the juiciness comes from outside, where all the cheese and everything mixes on it, but the meat itself is kind of dry.
No,
He's right.
From my bites of it, whatever. Like the juice was inside the meatball, but not in the meat. Like it.
Oh, okay.
secreted
You know,
from-
yeah. I mean, because if you're taking meat and putting it into a ball, meat doesn't come in the form of a sphere. So obviously they have to pack it. So that means there's like flat pieces that I'm putting in the ball. So, okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. But yeah, I mean, the meat itself is kind of dry, but it's got some juices, so it's like a dry moistness, which is an oxymoron, is it not?
I mean, oxymorons shouldn't exist, but they do. So aren't oxymorons an oxymoron?
I think that's semantics, my friend.
I'm awesome at semantics.
I will say this though. Fish is
Our friends
typically dry.
like food.
No, they're definitely food.
When did you become a vegetarian?
Woo!
I'm only saying about fish.
Since you gave me, I guess.
No, not yet. Not.
You know, fish is supposed to be a bit healthier because it's kind of a lean
Oh
meat.
no.
But you know,
Let's see about that.
the only thing that I worry about with fish is the rising mercury levels due to like pollution, like over in I think over the Indian Ocean, because
But you also got to think about all the radiation from the Fukushima power plant as well. That's got in the water.
well, okay, to be fair, the Fukushima power plants are Mark III nuclear reactors, and we got like 3 of those here in Illinois, and those leak into our water supply too. But I've got an RODI system for my water, so I never worry about that.
Does that actually remove nuclear free radicals?
Well, the deionization cartridge is nuclear grade.
Okay. I mean, I know I have a survival straw that weeds that stuff out, but
All I can say is yes, but over in the Indian Ocean, I think I could be wrong on that. But when I get swordfish, swordfish just has a higher mercury content than most fish because they banned swordfish fishing here in the United States for a long time because we dwindled the population down real bad. But it was still pretty prevalent, like the population over near Indonesia. So if you look at like jewel and stuff, a lot of their swordfish comes from Indonesia, and it's imported over here. So whatever's happening over there in their waters, there's a lot of mercury in there. So, you know, there's certain cases where, you know, mercury definitely can be bad for you. But fish, as a general thing, if it's you know caught in good waters and fed right and detoxed right, if it you know then it is actually a pretty decent choice. Everything's been really good so far.
Yeah.
Like gassing on about all the interesting things because
we're not gassing, no worries.
we're not gassing, we're just gassing on. But yeah, so we've been just enjoying all this. It's actually been really good. So the redfish has been an interesting journey.
It's 100% approval rate so far. I haven't had a
Yeah.
person.
You know what I did? Instead of having, because I think it should be on like a sub bun. So what I did though is I cut it in half and made a double stack sub bun for redfish.
Double redfish sandwich. See.
Yeah. Double the patty. Oh my goodness. Do you need more tea?
More sugar?
More sugar. He always gets more sugar.
No. I certainly won't say no. But right now I'm trying to figure out how I'm not finishing this because I haven't eaten anything since 5 this morning.
I know. I'm in the same way. We've been like, when we got here, we were starving. So
I wasn't starving at any point. I just realized I haven't had anything since about 14 hours ago. So.
Well, either way, maybe I'm not saying that's why this food tastes good, but I am saying that it does taste good.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad I'm eating something. But
Well,
anyway, yep, I think we're good. Oh man, so I haven't even gotten into the fries yet, which
I think my only complaint
the
is
fries
about
are
the
good.
sides.
Now let's talk about
We're
like
talking about sides, yet you're not able to finish it with me.
Well, no, I'm just saying like I don't have any, so like I have to stick with this one flavor.
no, not sides, sides. Did you say sides or sides?
Sides, as in like French
Oh,
fries,
okay.
mashed potatoes.
He thought you said sides.
No.
So why
I said
are we
sides.
Wait, you were just.
clean your ears.
Clean.
Well, wait, you were complaining about. You said like.
Well,
Okay.
If I can't finish the food, then why would I want more on the side?
Yeah, that's why. No, he was. I thought he was saying. I thought he thought you said size, and he's like, "Why does size matter of your food? You can't even finish it. Why would you want more?" I thought he thought you were complaining about how much food you got.
You thought that was good?
I think I thought the thoughts I think were thinking that. Oh my goodness.
Anyway.
Oh my god.
Part of the thing
Andrew
about-
hurt himself in his confusion.
There's a 55%
Gears are
chance
turning, but
it's
it's burning oil.
But no, part of the reason why I like having sides is that it allows me to mix up the flavor, so I don't tire of one flavor, and it allows me to eat more. Actually.
Well, I mean, you could have some fries if you want.
If you throw some on, sure.
Now, I want to talk about
for you, but
Offer me what?
I know.
So, how much should we all pay for what we got? And would you say that it was worth the price, considering some of the stuff we didn't have before? Because this redfish was $15. Now, that doesn't include the drink. For $15, I got a decent-sized redfish where I actually made 2 top patties out of it, which I still think it should have been a sub bun, but still. And I got fries, coleslaw. I mean,
I agree with the idea of it being a sub bun, but I didn't really look at it. About how long was it? Would that been?
it was about this long.
Okay,
It was easily, you could have put 2 sets of buns.
About that?
About this long.
So like an 8-inch bun, 10-inch bun, something.
A 10-inch bun would have been perfect.
Okay.
So
You would have been just poking.
well, I think considering, like, okay, she gave us a little informational thing about the redfish, about it being hard to get. You know, I haven't seen redfish at like Red Lobster before. Red Lobster used to serve like swordfish, but they stopped doing that too. Their main entrees are like salmon.
Well, she just said that it just became available.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, factoring that in, knowing that this particular fish is not commonly found in this area, kind of makes it, supply and demand kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So for $15 to get a decent sized fish made fresh, I think the value per dollar, I'd say that's worth it. If you like fish and you've never had it, it's definitely worth a try just to shake things up.
No,
I'd recommend it.
I say the wild boar burger, same price, $15. You know what? And for the amount of meat that was actually the amount of meat that was on the patty, and how much actually came with the sandwich and the amount of fries, yeah, it's worth it.
And on top of that, we were talking about the wild boar. By making boar useful and eating it, we're kind of helping mitigate a little bit of a problem down where a lot of farming is done.
Yeah.
You know what?
Creates an industry.
Should totally stop making beef and just start using olive oil and drive that population down and not have
But
it.
that would be so boring. Anywho, Sam?
Apparently we all got $15 items, so that's interesting. It's definitely a lot of food for what I got as a general statement. I mean, I got this bowl and it was basically full, so I have no complaints about that. I feel like I would have wanted a meatball or more too worth of meat for what I paid, but by the same token, I gave everyone here one, so that might be why.
I mean, yeah.
So I'll give it, because I mean it wasn't much less than, I didn't get much less than you did, I think. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell with being in a bunch of balls hidden throughout the noodles.
The one bowl I took of the wild boar,
Yeah.
I say that was about maybe almost a quarter of what was on my patty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind, no complaints then.
I think you had basically a patty with a wild boar, just like cut up and put in.
Okay. Realistically, I'm sure they're way in the back, so it's probably not too much different. But I mean, on top of having roughly that amount of meat, I had all the noodles and the sauce, which is nice and thick. There's a word that I can't quite think of. It seems to have something in here. I'm not sure if they're noodles or it almost looks like pulled chicken in texture. It's not. I think it's a different type of noodles than these spiral ones I have. So I'm not entirely sure.
Well, one thing to factor in with your dish in particular, because a lot of it is noodle, and we all know noodles are a relatively inexpensive item. You got to factor in is like, was the meat, which probably makes up the bulk of the price, honestly.
Yeah.
Was it worth the 15 with that amount of meat you got?
Oh yeah, I mean, again, I'm throwing my judgment off a little bit by the fact that I gave everyone here a meatball. But as best I can factor, yes, it was definitely worth it. Because although noodles can be cheap, sauces and spices are not, and this is a very filling dish as a whole.
I will give you that. Spices alone are very expensive to get something good.
Yeah, I mean, everything here tastes great. The spices and the taste are all very even throughout it, which is probably why I had an issue with having the same flavor. If I left some of the meatballs I gave, then those would have broken up with that
Monotony?
Yeah.
But it was consistent.
Yeah.
So
the flavor
okay.
was very well mixed in. There was no one spot spicier than the other.
Those onions. Sorry. But yeah.
All right. Overall, I would definitely give this a thumbs up and suggest it to anyone who wants to try it.
Is that tartar sauce?
Yes.
I would not
Good guess.
necessarily, however, suggest it for someone who wants to try boar meat for a first go, as the flavor of the sauce is actually in the dish. When like you had yours sitting for a little bit.
Yeah.
They got theirs later. Actually, just sitting there and getting it immediately kind of gave it a little more of the sauce flavor than the meat
Okay.
flavor.
All right. Well, then now we just got you. So, what do you think of your food? Was it worth the price?
Alright, so my price was like $12, and is it worth the price? Well, sort of. I'd rather choose it down to like $11 or $10 because the meat, like I said, was not too good for my opinion expenses. The only thing was basically greasy, was and kind of moist with the artificial cheese that I've been eating on top of the chicken. So whatever they put in with the oil, so I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be by the texture, by beating it with the saute with the chicken, with the grilled chicken.
Dessert.
I'm going to take a check for myself.
I think
No.
No.
think we're good. All right. Thank you very much.
Quick question, Barry. How much schooling do you have left?
Well, I'm going to be getting my doctorate, so quite a bit left, actually.
Oh, wow. You have got a long journey.
Yep.
But kudos to you.
It's
A
starting out
doctorate
late,
is
too.
very labor intensive to get.
And this.
Oh,
All right.
Alright.
And while we're making the rounds here, I'll get my card. There you go. And we'll let you finish up.
Yep.
You were saying?
yeah, like I said, the grilled chicken was like a grilled chicken, but it didn't taste like the actual real thing, like the artificial cheese on the top, like I mentioned. The onion rings were pretty good, but they're not like big honkers, so that's good. So my opinion is it's really not the worth of the price, but if you're that type of person that wants to buy other people's food, then I'm definitely going with the weight. So there's my review on that.
So I think the general overview here is if you want to come here and get food, stick to the weird stuff. The stuff that you can get anywhere else is the kind of stuff that you should go elsewhere for. This place specializes in the odd stuff. The gator, the crawfish, the boar, the redfish, the kind of weird things that are really off-putting to some people.
And
but to those who are a little adventurous, they do a really good job.
And as a quick note, they have different things at different times of the year.
That's true.
I've had, while we were looking through the menus, we saw that they had venison stuffed mushrooms, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
There were a few other things that I'm spacing on that they had that were
Unlimited catfish tail today.
that was
So-
one thing. Previously, on other days, I've had buffalo, I think, here. They've had elk, and there was another weird one they had. What was it? I don't remember. But they come through with different things, so keep trying them every so often, and you'll probably find different things
Yeah,
every time.
and one thing I saw here that I didn't see this time was the breaded crawfish. So if you like breaded shrimp, a crawfish, they call them the freshwater lobster for a reason. I love crawfish, especially when it's done right.
It's because they have pinches, right?
Well, it's like a mini lobster, but it's just freshwater and smaller. But although it depends on the species.
Well, since I haven't had them yet, let me ask you this. Salt is a flavor enhancer. So is there more flavor, maybe different, but more potentially in actual saltwater lobsters than...
No, because the way they prepare it is very similar. It depends on whether it's grilled, steamed, boiled. If you boil it, you take flavor out of things a lot. That's why I prefer grilled or steamed. But if you grill or steam it, you have to make sure the flavor is really there.
Thank you.
Andrew, that's me.
Thank you.
All right. So we are basically at the end of our episode, and we want to thank you for being such an awesome person
Anything
and
to
sticking
say
with
to
us.
YouTube?
Sorry?
Anything you want to say to YouTube?
Please don't tag me in it.
Don't worry, we don't know who you are, but all we'll say is she has been awesome and very kind.
Wonderful.
So, and our experience here has been pretty unique, but in a very good way.
Great, I hope to see you guys again.
I have a question for you.
Oh.
Yes.
Why is your pen from the Hilton?
Because it's where my husband stays when he travels. And I like those pens.
Fair enough.
That's an odd. Yeah, I'm like, where does that even come from?
Anytime you travel, it would get me more pens. More pens. And I know somebody's stealing my pen. So I'm like, when is the last time you stayed at a Clinton Granite Tap? That's what I thought.
She's got a good point. She's got a unique identifier.
You gotta keep track of your pens in this season.
Oh yeah. So, all right, everyone. So with that being said, it's the end of the episode. You know what that means? Toast.
But
I know you don't got nothing. You got 2 cups. Toast. And bye bye.